Last summer on July 14th, I created this YouTube channel, and 5 days later on July 19th, I uploaded my first video, The Lost Art of Glitch Hunting in Super Mario 64 DS. I really can't describe how fulfilling this has been for me. To see that there are people who find the videos that I make entertaining is really awesome. In this video, I'd like to do a bit of a recap. I want to go over some of the points this year that I'm really proud of, as well as those that I have valid excuses for. Let's go back to the very beginning, my first video. This was a showcase of something called glitch hunting in Super Mario 64 DS, which is exactly what it sounds like. You run around and try to make glitches happen. I knew I wanted my first video to be on Super Mario 64 DS, and covering something as fun and fascinating as glitch hunting seemed too perfect. I really enjoyed making this video. It's one of my favorite subjects on the channel. I'd really like to talk about it again in the future. I remember spending hours literally slamming Mario's head against the wall hoping something would happen. Meanwhile, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show was playing, which is where I got the idea to put Sherlock Mario in the thumbnail. Eventually, my search led me to Wet Dry World, where I found this little glitch. But before looking for any glitches, I had to get my channel put together. So I made a 3DS model and threw together a profile picture and an intro. Now this first rendition of the intro is pretty similar to the current one, but you'll notice that the name of my channel then was DS Café. This video had my channel poised to tackle a host of interesting subjects on the DS family of consoles and their library of games, and I was really excited to do that, but eventually I did end up straying away from the DS. I'm glad I branched out to other games and systems that I'm passionate about, but I think I should bring a little more of my focus back to the DS and 3DS. There's still a lot for me to explore on those consoles. After publishing this glitch hunting video, I was feeling very good. It wasn't getting views like crazy, but it was my first video, so 15 views after 4 days seemed pretty understandable. Alright, now for the next video. Okay, so here's the deal. I knew I wanted to upload this Super Mario 64 DS glitch hunting video, but I had no idea what to upload for my second video. That's right, I had only made one video and I was already out of ideas. So I took inventory of the 3DS games I owned and decided that playing through and reviewing them would last me a few weeks. So I played through Hey Pikmin. I remember this being pretty miserable. I was spending 2 or 3 hours straight playing Hey Pikmin, which is not something anybody should ever do. After a few days of that, I had enough to make a script. This time I had a much better camera, although you wouldn't think it due to how awful the lighting was. In my first video I was using some random Logitech webcam, but by the Hey Pikmin video I was able to get this old 2010 Rebel T2i to record video. This thing is pretty old, but it's what I've used ever since the Hey Pikmin video, and it works great. Why am I talking about the camera? There's like 40 more videos to go through. Happy birthday, YouTube channel. That's right, it's been a year since we started this, and what better way to celebrate than to go back over all the good times we've had together. Let's start at the beginning, the first era of the channel, the I have no clue what I'm doing era. This lasted from July through September, although it could be argued that it's still going on today. I was mostly focused on Super Mario 64 DS and Mario Kart. This era felt so much different than how I treat the channel today. I was really out to prove myself, to build a name and a style. Now it feels a bit like I'm just posting to hold people over, which is admittedly pretty ridiculous. It also helped that I had a clear-cut goal back then. Each upload brought me closer to the monetization threshold, and after reaching that a long time ago, I've been kinda clueless on how to measure my channel's success. Subscribers and views are cool, but success on YouTube is about more than just chasing those numbers around. Hopefully by the end of this, I'll have a better idea of what kind of goals to follow. My favorite video from this era has gotta be the first video. I just really like the subject matter. Plus, I think it makes for a good first video. The most successful video here is how Super Mario 64 DS is better and why nobody is playing it. I think this was a pretty solid period for the channel, since I hadn't dug myself traps to fall into, so I ended up with some pretty good stuff. Next was the spooky era. This was comprised mostly of Luigi's Mansion videos, with a few 64 DS videos too. I remember being really excited about this point in my channel. I always wanted to do some kind of seasonal event like this. I knew that the Luigi's Mansion videos wouldn't do as well as the others, and they didn't, but I just had to do some spooky stuff for September and October. My favorite upload from this time period was either the first one or the Dark Moon boss tier list, but the one that did the best was the video on the 3DS remake of Luigi's Mansion 1. I loved making these videos. It's the perfect opportunity to do some spooky renders and skits and stuff. I'm really excited to do this again in a couple months. Next was the slowing down era. This marked the point at which my mindset started to shift for the worse, specifically at this Ribbon Road video. I often think of this as my worst video, not because it's actually that bad, but because of what it represents. I remember being very disappointed that I released a barely 3-minute long video after a week. In fact, you can see my disappointment in the thumbnail, which is noticeably worse than all the others before it. I wasn't even really trying to get people to watch this video. I kinda hoped people wouldn't see it, that instead they would see one of my other videos first, one that I was actually proud of. This video feels like the first time on my channel where I kinda just gave up. Everything before it feels like a full project, but this was just an upload. The video after that, however, was much more involved. I think it turned out pretty good. But right after that was another 3-minute track video. Then I decided to start a series. This was a big move. I did it for a few reasons. First of all, I really wanted to do something in the vein of the glitch hunting video, and I wanted to be able to do that more than once. So a series in which I wander Mario 64 levels in search of fun theories just made sense. But I think I also did it as a sort of safety net. It's like I was right back to browsing the game shelf for reviews. I was once again out of ideas, and I needed something to keep me afloat. The first entry in this series was honestly really lame, but the second one ended up being one of my favorite videos I've made. I worked much harder on it, and I had a much better idea of what I wanted to do with it. It's definitely my favorite upload from this era, but the most successful was the Mario Kart track visuals video. But was it really? Yeah, it got views, but is that success? Welcome to the first annual celebration of this. Let's take a look at where I've succeeded and where I've faltered. And trust me, I dabble in some faltering. When I first started my channel, I really focused on crafting my style and personality. Here's what the recipe looked like. It sucked feeling like I was copying somebody, but I think the videos were still pretty entertaining. Since then, I've really grown into my own style, and as a result, I'm not nearly as funny. I don't think that's actually true, but there are plenty of jokes or lines that get cut simply for being too Scott the Wozish. I think I may have been avoiding mimicry to a detriment at some times, but it's not really something that affects my videos that much anymore. Then why am I talking about it? Hey guys, it's been a year. Let's talk about some stuff. See, keeping up with weekly uploads can be stressful, but you guys make it all worth it. You also are what makes it stressful. Comments are something that I've had a lot of fun with for the last year now, but they also take up way more time and energy than they're worth. I was even called a sociopath once. Stupid doctor. I made sure that was the last insult he ever made. It's easy to say, well, just don't read the comments. But when you just spent a week working on something and you put it out there, you're gonna be interested in what people have to say about it. It's like spending a week studying for a test and not looking at your score or which questions you got wrong. Eventually though, I realized that anybody getting emotional over my comedy retrospective on Mario Kart graphics is probably not someone worth taking seriously. I mean, some of these comments are just mind-blowing. Welcome to the 365-day special, unless it's a leap year, but I don't know, I want to check. Why don't I play Legend of Zelda? Well, it's not that I don't like it, it's just that I really like Super Mario 64! Happy birthday! I have issues. Should I upload more frequently? It would be nice to get stuff out more often, but at the same time, a week doesn't feel like enough time to really develop certain ideas. Maybe I should upload 2 videos one week, then spend the next 2 weeks on a single video. Intro. What's wrong with me? I have problems with my channel, naturally, but out of all of the challenges I've faced, I think this is the biggest one. My inability to carry an idea from intention to execution. Most of my videos start with some random, spontaneous thought or feeling. It might look something like this. Now I have to turn that into a YouTube video, but I can't record it. Matter of fact, it's fleeting from me as we speak. I've got to dissect that. What is it? Well, I think I just really like the fact that there are people who waste their time looking for glitches in Super Mario 64 DS. I think it would be cool to be somebody doing that today. But it's so much more than that. It's the nostalgia I have for the game and the console. It's the excitement of finding something new in an old game. It's really a ton of things. In the case of my first video, I think I captured that abstract thought/feeling really well. But that's not usually the case. Normally I end up with something like the Shifting Sandland video. A great idea that quickly devolves into a boring mess that I need to then reconstruct into something else that's also a boring mess. Then I need to make a huge last-second change that kinda saves it, but it's still super far from what I wanted originally. occasionally. I have a real hard time being consistent with my idea over the course of a week, which often leaves me unsatisfied with the upload. I feel like I abandoned the original idea that I was so excited for, and I just kind of made the great value, signature select, up and up private selection Denny's kids menu version of what I wanted to make. And I'm not under the false impression that this is an uncommon problem. I'm sure this is something you never really get over. It's a pretty big conflict for any artist. Yeah, I said it. What, do you prefer influencer? Hey, what's the difference between an influencer and influenza? If you guys have the answer, let me know. I've been trying to figure that one out forever now. But for real, I think the reason I've had a hard time with this is because of my attempts at consistency. According to the human brain, the best way to handle a long-term endeavor is to shut down and enter a low-effort rut to conserve energy and hit deadlines. Call me a hypocrite, but I hate the human brain. I'd rather treat each video as a new project entirely. That's why I sorta hate the idea of having a series to fall back on, but the series exist anyways. And I think that's a pattern that I see with my best videos compared to my worst videos. In my best videos, I was focused entirely on making this project idea come to life. I was excited to see where I could take the script and push boundaries. But my worst uploads have been the ones where I was in a sort of YouTube mode. I've got to upload something this week, but I don't have any exciting ideas, so I guess I'll do another track video. Or maybe I'll force myself to cover something that might get some attention. And honestly, I'm not sure what the solution to this problem is. Maybe I could give myself more time to come up with a better idea, that way all my videos are solid. Or maybe I do have enough time, it's just that I need to consciously make the effort to slow down and develop an idea that I'm excited for, rather than forcing myself through a video that I don't really feel like making. So I guess I found something to focus on over the next year. What I've learned from a year of YouTube is that I'm not great at refining and organizing my ideas. My goal for this next year is to avoid uploading garbage at all costs. If I have to delay, I have to delay. If I've got to restart and do something else, that sucks, but oh well. I know this might slow down my numbers a little bit, but I really need to stop treating this like a grind and focus on actually learning something. I want every video to feel like my first one, or the 64DS minigames one, or the Spooky Luigi's Mansion ones. Those are the ideas that I turned into videos, not just the ideas that inspired videos. And that's the real definition of a successful video. My most successful videos aren't the ones with big view counts. It turns out, those that I consider my favorite are actually the most successful as well. And the reason I've been putting out less and less actually fulfilling videos is my change in mindset. When I started, nobody knew my channel existed. I really had to prove myself. I was so excited to impress people with the videos I was making, and I'd like to think I did at the beginning there. But now that I've established this little corner, I've kinda grown complacent. But I want that to change. I want to make things that push my limits again. I want to shoot for something impossible and make it happen. That's what my old videos were. I really want each of my videos to feel like a well-crafted and thoroughly fulfilling experience, both on my end and yours. Well, I guess we're not off to a great start, huh? I mean, what is this video? Who is it for? How should it feel? What's the point? Well, it's a celebration. It's pretty much like my channel's birthday party. So I guess it should feel that way. It should be fun. It should be chaotic. There should be low-grade explosives. And it should be all about me. You guys brought presents, right? Not too far from where I live, a cemetery lies, where every Independence Day fire lights the skies. I prop up my chair next to an old Masonic tomb, and on my 3DS I watch the fireworks boom. Now, obviously, 240p isn't great. This footage is straight out of 2008. And I can't expect my Me Plaza friends list to increase, cause my best shot at Street Pass is with the deceased. But I bring this ancient device with me anyway, perhaps just to be the only one doing so today. The footage is archaic, I have no doubt. But oh 3DS, where would I be without? Probably just playing some other game. But this year was different. Tragedy struck. Before the show screamed the sirens of a fire truck. An inferno began blazing, eating away at the earth. But it looked pretty cool, for whatever that's worth. As I sat there entertained by the destruction before my eyes, a worrying idea crept into my mind. What if this is it? Will the show go on? Will the sky remain dark until the light of dawn? Now I'm just sitting here, eating some combos, chilling in a field with Illuminati ghosts. But as quickly as those sirens had instilled doubt, a new one had rang and taken it out. The missiles were set to breach the sky, and one by one they filled my eye, and two did they fill the lens of my 3DS, though I never got a street pass, not even with those at rest. After this journey, I finally arrived home, and I even had a fantastic celebration of my own. And so the story goes of that hectic night. Thus is the lore of this year's 4th of July. And I am sorry if you can hear the AC, but I'm not turning it off. It's like 80 degrees. That horrible humming pervades every shot, but it's gonna be there, whether you like it or not. And now for almost interesting behind-the-scenes content. Okay. This should be recording. Wait, does it record? It records? Yeah. Alright, so let's go in the YouTube folder. These were like old. These were like, I thought of doing those. So yeah, I had like this. Cause like just this is what I use normally. But I was thinking like, oh man, I might want to do better like branding, but this looks pretty bad. It's kind of like generic corporate. But yeah, I have that, and then I did like that, and then like that, and then that. And then this was probably the worst one. It like looks fine, but like it's not, it doesn't make any sense. Because now it's just Charlie's Café or whatever. Yeah, the Wastendo Scott Cube did this for the whatever that fan art submission thing. And then concepts. Okay. You know, the render I think came out looking a little bit better. This is my Halloween intro. The original basic one. Then this one, I didn't use this shot in any of them. I don't even know what the difference. Oh, these are like different resolutions and stuff. Oh gosh. This was one of my banners I was gonna use. White background with like a floating Mario Party DS. Test footage. Classic test footage. Don't even know why I need a test footage folder. This is the thumbnail I ended up with after a bunch of like photoshopping and stuff. This is the render I had for that. Actually, and then I think it was like mixed with this. And then I was gonna do a thumbnail like this with the, like, which it can work if you know what this, it requires too much context. I had no idea what I was gonna do with this model here. I thought it was just trolling at that point. That was 64DS mods. Oh, wait, this is showing friends. Yeah, I was thinking like, because I didn't have the green screen, so I was like, am I gonna like rotoscope this out or something? Like, do I really have time to do that? I think I ended up with, holy crap, I took that picture as a ghost. Oh yeah, I had to set up the telephone room for that one stupid Luigi. That one stupid Luigi, the IRS. Definitely went overkill with setting up a Luigi's Mansion 3 Luigi model for the thumbnail. Then I have, of course, Luigi's Mansion. Huge shout out to me for making this really cool thing here. But yeah, this is what it ended up being. Then going back. Oh yeah, there's no glow. So this is the second Mario 64 DS video, the controls one. That was gonna be the original version, I guess. At least for a second. Which, by the way, this is the tree pattern in Photoshop. Like forest pattern, but red. Redo lines again. RIP. Oh yeah. This is like the document that I was actually using to rank each boss. Okay, this commentary has been a disaster. That was almost pretty interesting. Alright, now for the Café Direct, where I'll be showing off some videos that I may or may not, that I won't be releasing next year. This is our new Halloween special.
What are these things?
It will be full of mystery. We look forward to announcing more in the future.
I don't get it.
See Luigi.
Here's a peek at our new series,
Oh, this is actually the game.
Mario Kart Hidden Case
You
Details.
see, this is where it's broken because I dropped it really hard on the cement.
Who knows what could be hiding on those cases? So you might be wondering, Why title a video, Why Make Mods for Super Mario 64 DS? This new video is set to release alongside the working title mod, sometime in the near never.
What'd you call it that? That's such a dumb name.
Yo, welcome to the new subscriber special. Just got a new subscriber. That's right, we got a new subscriber. We look forward to celebrating this with you next year. Felix, new subscriber. Let's go. The much anticipated sequel to The Lost Art of Glitch Hunting in Super Mario 64 DS is in development.
What, am I supposed to actually say something?
Okay, that is all. Now go away. And now for top 5 commenters, featuring the world's slowest cube transition. So, I'll present top 5 commenters. Start off. Alright, number 5, Hero, classic commenter. Definitely a classic. Alright, Garrick Bauer, another classic. He's been commenting for a long time. Alright, number 3, Pladley. He's gonna have some good comments. Alright, King Yoshi at number 2. He's got the top commenter thing. Alright, let's see. Oh, we have honorable mentions. Asher Johnson and Gummy Boy from my OG channel. Will Tendo, classic, shout out to Will Tendo. And Cyaniko, formerly Wii Legend. Alright. And to no one's surprise, number 1, the Mario Master. He's pretty much half the comment section. There's a fair bit of Mario Master. Now that we've done our top 5 commenters, we've got to do top 5 knuckleheads. For every commenter, there's 5 knuckleheads. So, who's first? Alright. Bro said Witch Queen was bad. Skull, skull, skull. Stopped taking him seriously after that. This is the classic middle schooler Connor comment.
Probably one of the dumbest, most frequent comments I see is, yeah, I stopped listening to this guy after he said Bubsy 3D sucked.
Alright, let's see what's next. Okay, so in response to me saying that Terraria is perfect and Minecraft is not, this guy says, screw both, play Pixel Gun. Alright. That's pretty knuckleheadish. Number 3. I don't need to explain this one. Alright. Let's see, number 4. No wait, number 2. L-vid wrong L. This is kind of an impeccable knucklehead comment. Alright. Let's see. Honorable mentions. He says, aw, you haven't learned the life lesson of be happy cause it happened, don't be sad cause it ended. Cry me a freaking river. Wee, I lived the game for 9 years. Wee. And then I had to respond with, I think I see the confusion. It appears that your tiny chimpanzee brain wasn't able to comprehend the title, thumbnail, or video that you're leaving this comment on. Or perhaps you just chose not to watch it because you foolishly think that you know what I'm going to say. Your frontal lobe must be the consistency of the sauce in your profile picture to be so diluted to leave a comment like this. Hath you no sense about you? Hath your wits betrayed you? Know you nothing? Alright, number 1, this is not debatable. It's it's the only guy to get offended by me making fun of, as I put it here, actual real-life 3D Hitler. He didn't like that I made fun of Hitler in this video, so he gets top knucklehead slot for that. So yeah, that's the top knucklehead. GG's. And now for some bloopers. Well, if you want to mod Minecraft, you've got to get a separate launcher. Alright. The worst thing they've done was love the game too much to... Thanks, Jared. Back in 2010... Back in 2010, I owned a Wii, and with that Wii, I had a few cool Wii games. Stuff like Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Kart. Back in 2010, I owned a Wii, and with that Wii, I owned a few cool Wii games. Classic stuff like Mario Kart. Back in 2010, I owned a Wii, and with that Wii, I owned a few cool Wii games. Classic stuff like Back in 2010, I owned a Wii, and with that Wii, I owned a few cool Wii games. I'm talking classic stuff like Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart Wii, and Wii Sports. Classic games that everybody remembers. And what's more T-rated? And what's more T-rated than Red Steel 2? Heart disease. Not to hurt anybody's feelings, but Cloud Top Cruise is for turbo nerds. And not to hurt anybody's feelings, but Crowd Top Clues? But there's something very concerning about some of these objects. Not all of them appear to have been made by those. About a week ago, Nintendo showed off some really interesting projects in the Nintendo 2023 Direct. Okay, it feels like I'm looking way down to the camera. Okay, we'll see if this shot works or not. Yeah. If all of this is garbage, I don't want to re-record it, so it's gonna have to be garbage. But is this game worth... But is this game... Meanwhile, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show was playing, which is where I got the idea to put Originally, I was using some random Logitech webcam, but by the time I got to the Hey Pikmin video, I was able to get this old 2010. But by the Hey Pikmin video, I was able to use this old. But by the Hey Pikmin video, I was able to get this old T2210T. Should I upload more frequently? It would be nice to get stuff out more often, but at the same time, a week doesn't even feel like enough time to really develop certain video ideas. Maybe I should upload 2 videos one week, then spend the next 2 videos on a single week. Wait, no, that's not right. But this year was different. Tragedy struck. Before the show screamed the Firans. Last summer on July 19th, I created this YouTube channel. And 5 days later on July 19th, is that not what I just said? Last summer on July 19th, last summer on July 14th, I created this YouTube channel. And 5 days later on July 19th, exactly 1 year ago, I did something. Last summer on July 14th, I created this YouTube channel, and exactly 5 days later. Last summer on July 14th, I created this YouTube channel, and 5 days later on July 19th, I created the first one. So, what's next? Well, I guess I'll start saving for a studio, hire a camera crew, an actual editor to do my editing. So, what's next? Well, I guess I'll start saving for a studio, hire a camera crew, a script writer, an editor. Tiny. Dang it. Well, that was fun. Hope you enjoyed this year on my channel. So, what's next? Well, I guess I'll start saving for a studio. I'll hire a camera crew, and a script writer, and an editor, and an actual professional to make my channel on. I can sell this old place and start a huge cafe chain that sells paper cups full of what tastes like dirty water and half. Look, I'd love to keep this cozy personal feeling, but I read here in How to Run a Fun Business that once you find success and a passion, you've got to upscale that sucker. Then again, I'm not sure how much I can trust this book. They misspelled the word run. You know what? I don't want to upscale. I like this. Matter of fact, I'm bringing back the Logitech webcam. Well, it's back in spirit. I'm really happy with this year. I feel like my channel has become a great place for me to learn and explore while sharing things with y'all. I appreciate you watching. Thanks.